Hey guys, what's up? A little bit of a different video today because I learned that my last recording was all messed up with the audio. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of my last session instead of playing it all through. I hope you don't mind. But anyway, so we start off the session with a quick fight against the Skaven. It wasn't too bad. I just used heroes and my legendary lord to kind of clean up the fight. And yeah, it's pretty much just a decisive victory. Not too bad. But with that, I make immediately a terrible mistake, and I move my lord out of my capital, hoping to team up with my other lord over here to fight Leoncoeur. And of course, he immediately punishes me and assaults my capital. Now, I do try my best with my garrison to fight Leoncoeur, but as you can see, it's not looking super great. I don't have a lot of anti Leoncoeur stuff. Peasant archers, as you see, do pretty much nothing. I do have some elves from garrison, or whatever those are called, the outpost, and those actually do well. But you can also see that my garrison was already really beat up before the fight even started. That's because I was getting assaulted by heroes. Like, they kept assaulting my garrison over and over. That's what all those heroes around me were doing. So it was pretty beat up. Maybe if it was full health, I had a chance, but no. I do immediately get revenge on Leoncoeur and kill him, and then I also finally catch up with Claw. And this fight is actually like one of... I think I was just still a little tilted from my mistake with my capital. But I play really badly on this fight. I just don't... I get caught by warp grinders with my cavalry. I don't micro them well at all. And it turns into a huge mess. So I get a Pyrrhic victory. And makes it quite a bit harder to keep pushing into this game. And I still do, but it just makes it a lot harder than it needed to be. I am super determined this session to kill Claw completely. I want him gone. He's been incredibly annoying for so long. So I'm really trying to push hard to get him. But that means fighting quite a few battles like this one that say that auto-resolve is telling me I'm going to lose. But I have to take the battle and manually fight. The AI being, the AI, they're not that great at defending the settlements. So with magic and Luan, it's not too bad. Yeah, it gets a little bit tough sometimes because Luan is strong, but he's not like the craziest legendary lord that I know of. But I'm still able to do it. And then after I beat that kind of breaks the Skaven's legs a bit, and I'm able to kind of just sweep through vast amounts of Ikit's territory. I also did send Roddy Toddy up north, trying to maybe finally get rid of Leoncoeur. I do manage to get rid of his vassal. Well, me and the elves actually managed to get rid of his vassal, so that really diminishes the amount of armies he's able to send at me. But we'll check back in Roddy Toddy in a minute. I'm still just here sweeping through all of Ikit's territory. Just completely unopposed, pretty much. He sent all of his armies at me earlier, and that big fight that I had that I kind of messed up, it was really all he had. And most of these are going to be auto-resolves or very easy manual battles. I did recruit some more troops because he had some military buildings, so I did manage to get some more recruitment in, so I kind of replaced my losses, so I'm not completely an obsolete army. Yeah, the Vampire... I was going to say Vampire Coast. Yeah, the Vampire Coast. They declare war on me. Well, they declare war on Reichland, and then they declare... And then, I get pulled in because of that. Continuing just absolutely sweeping Ikit's territory. It's not too hard. He is mustering forces out in Saratosa, which he actually controls. Arnisa lost her capital, and she's her only territory is actually like right there in Bretonnia, and I'll have to deal with that sometime later. I just don't have the armies to really deal with it. I sent Caddy, the beast, over here to deal with a rebellion that was gonna take my take Marienburg, but yeah, so she wasn't able. This kind of like really sets me back because then I wasn't able to send her up. I was planning on sending her up to help with Be'lakor because I didn't know if Roddy the Toddy was gonna be able to do it himself. So here I am actually attacking Skaven Blight itself, and I do make quite a few mistakes in this fight. Um, You'll see one coming up here if you watch my lower bar and my troops help. Like, look at that. Oh, that was a Menace Below and a Rat Bomb. And but to my defense, it didn't show that they summoned a unit until after they blew up. But yeah, I'm able to take Skaven Blight, which is pretty good. I sack it for quite a bit of money, and then I immediately turn around and sell it to the dwarves, and they're able to, give me a hefty sum for it. So I'm finally not completely drowning in debt for once. Yeah, the Nurgle army to my north is now attacking, and they also killed the Empire completely, so I don't really have any allies to the north. And it's just Skaven and Chaos all over the place up there. Yeah, Ikit's armies attempt to attack me as I'm crossing the sea. This fight is actually kind of hard, but I am able to kite it out and kind of just, win via magic and good charges and my heroes. So it's not anything too hard, but it is definitely wearing me down, and I am getting worried that I'm not going to have the steam to keep this army able to finish off Ikit. Because if I don't finish off Ikit, that's going to be quite a disaster, because then my south is going to be being attacked by Ikit constantly, and then my north is already getting, you saw, being taken over by Chaos. So not a great situation to be in. But yeah, I'm able to win this, and then I have to immediately fight another fight right afterwards. So they actually do fight me twice there. I do attempt to slow down Nurgle with my garrison, but Bretonian garrisons are just not that great. And yeah, they are able to pretty handily beat me. I do manage to take out, I think, their Lord and one other unit. Yeah, just one other unit. But, any damage helps. It's better than the auto-resolve was going to get me, which just does usually even damage across the board. Yep, I pick my, finally get my vows done. It's really can be quite annoying to get your vows done, but finally I'm able to get my vows done, because I'm going to fight some sea battles here. So these are just the cleanup battles from when they attacked me, and it's pretty easy just to auto-resolve. I can't remember if I auto-resolve or, yeah, I just auto-resolve these. It's not really anything to write home about. And here I am trying my best to take out Be'lakor. This is actually a pretty hard fight. I don't have the best. I don't have my top tier cavalry. Roddy Toddy isn't the best. I only have a life wizard. But I take the fight anyway. And honestly, if I could redo this fight, I could probably win. But yeah, I attempt to blob up my guys and make the best use out of my life magic. I kept healing. And I was lasting for a really long time, but it was very hard to cycle charge in here, and I just couldn't really fight them toe to toe with mostly just shot cavalry. I did even try to, you can see me trying to sneak around and take the point, but they just would not let me have it. They had too many good units, but I think if I fought that battle one more time, I could win, and then Be'lakor would be very, very in a lot of trouble. But that's not the way the cards fell this time, and I lost, so I have to retreat with Roddy the Toddy. Actually, I think I just disbanded him. I might have just disbanded him up there and fled with the heroes so I didn't lose the non-immortal ones. I don't think Roddy the Toddy was immortal yet either. Yep, I fight some more Skaven, and it's more of just getting the AI to blob up and get some good magic. And yeah, Skaven's leadership is really bad, so if you just hit them hard and fast, they usually will just crumble. Skaven can be hard, but if you're like quick and you're confident with your armies, you can rout them pretty easily. They can become like one of the hardest or one of the easiest battles depending on how how you fight them. But yeah, with that, I just have one more territory left, and I can finally finish off Ikekla, which is going to be massive for me. Yeah, so I'm able to fight his last army, but something actually kind of bad happens in the end turn. I get the plague, and if you remember, a lot of my characters have that stinky, I forget what it's called, but some Nurgle blessing that I don't think I can get rid of, and it makes it so plagues have an incredibly long duration. Like I think this plague had like a 15 turn duration, and my unit's healing isn't actually enough to like offset the attrition that it's causing, even with like increased replenishment. So I'm actually going to slowly lose this army no matter what I do. So I'm in a rush to hopefully finish off Ikit before the plague kills me. Here I try again to just be a speed bump, but I actually end up winning. It wasn't that hard of a fight because he had mostly low tier units. But yeah, I'm able to send the vampire counts packing, which is nice, but unfortunately there's a lot of chaos behind him. But any victories I will absolutely take. Yeah, and then the chaos comes and just kind of wipes me out. The garrison is already hurt from the last fight. And yeah, so now chaos is raising my territory. Well, Nurgle is. They've got many units coming to my capital, or many armies. The elves are here to hopefully help, but, the AI as a companion is never that great at helping you. This fight said it was going to be a valiant defeat, so no more auto-resolve for me. Plus, I desperately need to keep as much health as I can on my units. There's only 2 more Skaven settlements left. So I really contemplate how I'm going to do this, because there's not any like great units of some rat ogres and some storm vermin and the lords, but my guys are very hurt, so it still can be kind of a scary fight. But luckily it's a settlement battle, so the AI doesn't play aggressively, and I can just kind of chill out back here. I don't fall for the same Skaven bomb, and I have my units spread out so I don't lose them all again. And yeah, through the power of just like AoE damage and magic and and them not really have anything that can deal with my legendary lord or my paladin, really, I'm able to kind of win this battle. And it really does show the power of that Nurgle blessing. Even though it's really, really hurting me right now, it's making the plague duration go up. It's just the amount of damage he does when he's in combat, as like that the AoE around him, like the plague, is crazy. It makes him, because he's kind of a duelist, but it makes him able to take like mass mob fights like this and actually come out on top. He's just doing so much damage to everyone around him as long as he stays in combat. Sometimes he gets like they stop hitting stuff for a second and then the combat drops, but once the combat starts again, you'll see them. And that's why even the Skaven that aren't directly fighting him, you'll see them breaking, because they're taking damage from the AoE, and that causes them to break. But yeah, I'm able to win that fight without really too many losses. Again, just legendary lords and magic, and them just not having the tools to stop me. And that's it. That's Clan Skyer finally gone. And that was a huge milestone for me. I immediately sell some of these territories to the dwarfs just because I want them on my side. Plus, I really need the money to finally build out my infrastructure of all my territory that I can hold, because I don't really have much hope of holding this. I'm like assuming that Queek, who has all those ruins to my east, is going to declare war on me. He doesn't declare war on me, but Clan Mulder on the north immediately declares war on me. I do call all my allies to war, and I'm like, I was so happy to finally get done with fighting Skaven, and now I'm going to have to fight many more Skaven. You can see his strength rate is 6. His strength rating is 6. Mine is way down there because I am just so been on the back foot for so long. And he immediately comes in and starts taking out kind of key territory for me, which kind of sucks. And then just to, make matters worse, I do have to disband pretty much his whole army and get all the heroes out because they will not survive the plague that's on them. So I have to just get rid of everyone, and I end up disbanding Luan here at the end of the session. Just so, because he's going to be back in, I think it's 4 or 5 turns, but the plague is going to last another 15 turns. And I can't have anything in there when the when that plague is on me because of that debuff. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and that was the whole session. Sorry about the mix-up. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. See ya.